You ever find yourself just wasting time, putting things to the side and not starting anything? Yeah, well, me too. Even writing this YouTube script, it took me a whole hour to just sit down and write it. But a whole hour can be such a minimal time compared to a lot of other people who spend more than an hour. 1 hour can be 1/8 of their time to even start anything. Most people take days, weeks, or even months to start anything. And when it comes to dreams and living the life that they want, some never start. So how can we stop procrastinating? Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, I'm gonna share with you how I stop procrastinating and get things done. I promise you, and I guarantee you, by the end of this video, you'll be able to start any project that you've ever wanted. You'll be able to finish that school paper that's due at the end of the semester, and some of you may even start working out right away. There's actually a secret formula for procrastination, which I will teach you at the end of the video, and I'll make sure you know how to manipulate it to take advantage of it. So if you find value in this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It does help me out a ton, and I appreciate all of you who do. So how do I stop procrastinating? Well, I think it's important to mention that I wasn't always like this. I wasn't always someone who can set deadlines and accomplish those deadlines, someone who will schedule things out far in advance, someone who was easily motivated, and I definitely didn't have the discipline to do the same thing over and over again to reach a lifelong goal. Far from it. I was probably like a lot of you. I was busy having fun, partying, hanging out with friends, playing video games, or doing things that were not on the list of importance. I was waiting till the last minute to accomplish anything, and I was lazy. I used everything as an excuse on why I couldn't do something, and I couldn't find anything to motivate me to do something. I was just like many of you probably. I've learned in my life that there's 2 reasons on why I procrastinate. 1, I don't have a deadline. 2, I don't like the purpose behind what I'm doing. And I learned that if I wanted to beat procrastination, I would have to solve these 2 things. Let's start with the first one, not having a deadline. I believe people procrastinate because they feel as if they have all the time in the world. Let's take, for example, school research papers. You see, I remember when I was in college, every single class, we would have a research paper that was due at the end of the semester. And I was probably like many of you, where I would wait till the very last minute to get it done. In fact, I have many memories of sleepless nights just staying up to try to finish a paper. Yeah, not fun. But it is funny though that I always got it done because I had to, or else I would fail the class. This brings me to the second reason we procrastinate. We don't like the purpose behind what we're doing. You see, one thing I've noticed over the years is that we only prioritize things that we enjoy, things that we like, and the things that we don't like, we choose to ignore and push away. Especially if we think there aren't any consequences for those actions that we take. Let's bring it back to the research paper. The only reason I finished my school research papers wasn't because I liked writing school research papers. It was because there was big consequences if I didn't finish, right? I would fail, which will cause me to not graduating, which ultimately will result in me not getting the life that I wanted. This is where we can trick our mind to beat procrastination even if we don't like the end goal. I didn't finish my research paper because I love the finished research paper. I knew that there was a bigger purpose to finishing that research paper. I would be 1 step closer to graduating. So if you want to beat procrastination, you have to make sure that there's a bigger purpose and you enjoy the reason on why you're doing that thing. And it could be multiple things. It could be making more money, spending more time with someone, or just having fun doing it. I knew there was a bigger purpose to finishing my school research paper. It was so I can live a better life and graduate. You see, even if you don't like what you're doing, just make sure you like the purpose behind what you're doing. And it could be anything. It could be making more money to live the life that you want, or just spending time with those whom you care about. Now you're ready for the secret formula. Here it goes. Time minus urgency equals completed task. Let's break this down. There's 2 important elements in this equation. First off, let's think about it. Why is it that when I had all the time in the world, all semester to finish my paper, that I would do 0 to minimal work to get it done? But when I had a couple of days or a couple of hours, I was able to finish that whole entire paper from A through Z. Was it because I got smarter all of a sudden at the end of the semester? No, far from it. It was because there was a sense of urgency. I knew that if I didn't reach that deadline, there would be some serious consequences along with not finishing my paper, which in this case would be failing my class, not graduating, and not getting the job or life that I wanted after. You see, urgency and time are what gets people to do things right away. There is no overthinking or spending so much time on something. No, we have to get it done. You see, urgency and time are what get people to get things done right away. There isn't any overthinking or wasting time. We have to get it done. In this equation, time is the time we have to complete the task, while urgency is the consequences that we might have if we don't complete the task. Meaning, if we don't want to complete a task right away, that just means we have too much time and not enough urgency. And that right there is what we call procrastination. So if we want to complete a task, we have to change those two variables where we shorten the time and increase the urgency. That leads to a completed task. Hopefully that makes sense, and if it doesn't, comment below and I'll make sure it makes sense. To give you a different perspective, let's look at health, and I'll use myself as an example. You see, a couple of years ago, I was actually diagnosed with a hip impingement, or FAI for short. This means that my left hip, where my ball and my cup bone meet, they grew irregularly. Both of these bones are too large and they don't fit normally, which causes me to have hip pain. I went my whole entire life not knowing this until the recent shutdown of 2020, where all the gyms closed and I had no other choice but to go running. This time when I went running, I got this pain in my hip. And normally as I grew older, I would get this pain, but in just a couple of days, it would leave. Except this time, it didn't leave. And this pain lasted for more than 1 or 2 weeks, where I had to go see a doctor. And when I went to go see the doctor, he told me to go get some x-rays, and that's when I found out about my condition. And I don't want you guys to feel sorry for me, because I'm actually lucky that I found out now. Yeah, it sucks because there are days where I walk too much and I sit so much that it hurts from my hip all the way down to my knee. But I'm lucky at the fact that I know now when I'm younger and I can do something about it. You see, at the time that I found out, I was overweight, I was unconfident, and I wasn't very good looking. The doctors told me that if I didn't take care of my health, I would eventually get arthritis. And that's not to consider that I may need a hip replacement one day. However, they did tell me that if I watched what I ate, I worked out, and I strengthened my mobility, I can delay ever getting any of those two. So what does this have to do with procrastination? Well, before I found out about my condition, I had actually been trying to lose weight for a couple of years. I was overweight and I've been working on trying to get my body together. I just never felt the urgency or the need to really do something about it. So I never really took it serious because I felt as if I had all the time in the world. And that's the problem with people my age. They think that they have all the time in the world when they really don't. After I found out about my hip, I started to take health way more seriously. And that's why I'm glad that I found out now. Since then, I lost over 30 pounds, gained so much muscle, gained so much confidence, and I'm a lot better looking now. And it's because of that formula that it allowed me to get my results much faster, where I learned to shorten the time because I know that I don't have much time, because I can always die tomorrow. And if I didn't take care of myself, there would be some big consequences, such as paying $10,000 for a hip replacement, having a discomforting life forever, or worse, ending up in a wheelchair one day. Putting that in the formula, instead of thinking I have nothing to worry about and having all the time in the world, that's what got me to get into shape. And that's what allowed me to take action now. I tell you these stories not to show off, but because I was once you. I already did this whole self-development journey for a really long time, and I have been getting things done, and life has gotten so much better because of it. Now, I want to share everything that I've learned and going to learn with all of you so you too can live a better life. Procrastination is not that hard to overcome. It's just a matter of controlling those two variables and seeing where you see fit. Time minus urgency equals completed task. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you found some value. If you did, Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.